I thought I had everything planned out. It was supposed to be the vacation of a lifetime. I had saved for months, booked everything in advance, and had my bags packed with excitement, ready to step onto the ship and sail away into the sunset. But then, life happened. I was running late. Like, really late. There's always that one thing that goes wrong before a trip, right? I'd forgotten my passport at home. It was buried under some paperwork in the corner of my desk. I tried to keep calm, but I could feel the panic rising. I rushed back home, praying my flight wasn't about to take off without me. When I got there, I literally had to sprint through the terminal, thinking, okay, I've still got time. I can do this. I can make it. But no. The moment I got to the gate, they were closing the door. And I knew, in that instant, my dream vacation was slipping away. I was devastated. I had never felt more deflated in my life. My cruise was already about to leave, and here I was, standing at the airport, watching it all go down the drain. Have you ever had that feeling? Like, you've worked so hard for something, planned it out so perfectly, and then, with just one wrong turn, it all falls apart? Yeah, that was me. A complete mess. I called the cruise line, but they just gave me the same tired response. You missed the ship. We can't do anything. The frustration and embarrassment were overwhelming. Then, I remembered something. I had travel insurance. I know. Most people don't think about it when they book their trips. I didn't at first either. But this time, I had decided to get it. A small part of me had been skeptical about travel insurance, but now I was clinging to it as my last hope. I'd never thought I'd be the person to actually use it, but here I was, standing on the edge of what seemed like a total loss, and suddenly, that tiny investment seemed like the best decision I'd ever made. I called my insurance provider, fully prepared to hear some bad news, expecting to be stuck with all the costs of missing my cruise. To my surprise, they were incredibly understanding and sympathetic. I explained my situation, and they didn't just give me a generic "sorry, no coverage here" response. They asked the right questions, walked me through the steps, and I found out that because I had the right coverage, they could help cover the cost of rebooking my flight, and even some of the missed cruise expenses. It wasn't the full refund I had hoped for, but it was enough to get me back on track. I was able to rebook my flight, and within a day, I was on a new ship, sailing away into the horizon. It was a little later than I planned, but I was still able to salvage the vacation. I'm not gonna lie, there was a moment of shock when I realized how much I could have been out of pocket without that travel insurance. It made me wonder, what would I have done if I didn't have it? The idea of paying for all that out of pocket? Ugh. It would have been a nightmare. Here's the thing. Travel plans never go perfectly, right? Stuff happens. Weather, flight delays, missed connections. We all know that. But what I didn't expect was how travel insurance would be the one thing that pulled me out of a crisis when it felt like everything was falling apart. And this is where I want to give you a little nugget of advice, especially if you're a planner like me. Don't just book your trip and forget about insurance. I know it might seem like an extra cost, but it's more of a safety net than you realize. It can be the difference between a nightmare trip and a minor inconvenience. For me, it was the difference between losing hundreds or more of dollars on missed flights and rebookings and actually getting back on track. Look, I'm not here to preach to you or try to sell you anything. I'm just sharing my experience. But I do want to say I've found something that works. Something that really helped me in my time of need. If you're looking for travel insurance that won't leave you hanging, I'd recommend checking out auras.insure. It's what I ended up using, and honestly, it felt like a lifesaver. No hype, no fancy sales pitch. Just the thing that made all the difference when I needed it most. You can find it with a quick search, and I'll drop the link below in the description. Trust me, you never know when something unexpected might happen.